I think what makes the noir genre unique, one of the things that makes it unique, is how there's like almost an automatic introspection to the protagonist and the whole cast of characters in a noir story. Whereas other genres, they can do that, but not necessarily. So noir, what I like is that it's not, these people are bad and the protagonist is good, and then the reader or the viewer, if it's a film, they're in the position of the protagonist and can be like, look how good I am in relation to these bad people. Whereas in noir, the protagonist is generally conflicted, and there's a certain amount of introspection for the protagonist, which then is reflected back to the reader, to the viewer. And because I like that idea that it's always, what am I doing? How am I involved in this situation, in this issue? How am I contributing positively or negatively? You know what I mean? That question, I think, is interesting, as opposed to what are other people doing wrong. It's much more self-reflection. So I think that's a great aspect of noir. I also think in noir, just there's a grittiness, there's visceral quality, that an intensity that really makes it exciting and dynamic. I mean, that's what's drawn me to it, both as a reader and viewer, but also in my own writing. And I think definitely a good plot for noir is something where you're unsure where it's going to go. I think that's a key, and where the tension and pressure is steadily building for the protagonist and for the side characters, and where you've got a visceral ending. And I don't think the ending has to be pessimistic. I think you can have an optimistic ending in a noir story, but I think it can't be clear cut. It's got to have some nuance to it. And I think, like with noir characters, especially the noir protagonist, it's got to be real struggle for them. I mean, struggle on a level that perhaps beyond what would be standard for another genre. So those are kind of my thoughts on the noir genre.